I picked up 5 accessories that I've never used before. Some simple, some more complex. All promise to make RVing easier and better. So let's see what this gear can do and if it can earn its spot on the RV or if it's not worth adding to our list. So now our first one is the Muddy Mat Mesh Mat, and this is for cleaning off your shoes before you go into the RV. And it's different than what we used in the past because it has like this 3D type of a profile, and it's supposed to have everything that's on your shoes drop down into here and also be soft enough so that you can walk on it with bare feet rather than having a spiky kind of a doormat. So my first thought was, how much is actually getting trapped in here? We've had this out for a couple of weeks, so dumping it upside down, you can see just how much is falling out of it. So it is trapping the dirt in here. The first ad that I saw for this, people were just pouring sand into it, and the way that they were holding the camera, it looks like it's just kind of disappearing into it. And it does actually kind of work that way. Let's see how it does with sand on the shoes and how it cleans it off. So you can actually see it when you look at it closer. You can see the depth to it, where the stuff is supposed to drop down inside and then where your foot is on top. So overall, it does do a good job of cleaning off your shoes. Now, it's not going to replace the entire mats that we see in front of the RVs because that's going to give us more of a clean space in front of the RV in order to enjoy. But this is specifically for cleaning off your shoes and trying to keep the inside of the RV cleaner. Does it work 100%? Absolutely not. We still have stuff on the inside of the RV, but does it help clean your shoes off with that dirt and mud and whatnot and trapping it inside? It definitely works better than the mat that we had before. One thing that I noticed is it does hold water, but it's not fabric. So when you go to dump it out, you do dump out the water and it's not holding excess water that's in there. So it does dry out quickly, but because of that kind of rubber backing, it does hold the water in there during a rain. But not a bad idea. If you're looking for a solution for cleaning your shoes off before you go into the RV, it's definitely something worth considering. Now, the mat it's a very functional, practical item for RVing, but this next one is brand new to the market, and it's a new rear view camera for RVing. This one is by Waggle, and they're calling it the RV observation camera. There's a lot of options out there for rear view cameras for RVs, but I think that their aim is to have a dependable camera that is the easiest install ever. You have a solar panel on here and it's magnet mounted. So literally it can be the easiest install ever putting this on. So we're gonna check that out. We're gonna check the range. We're gonna check out the night vision. So let's see what this guy can do. So now, first thing, they were not joking when they said a strong magnet. When you put this down, you definitely don't want to put your finger in between the magnet and the metal. It's very strong. I was trying out the magnet here because on the back where our hitch is, it doesn't have that magnet have a full seat for the camera. So I wanted to see where it had more contact with the metal. And even the hitch on the back, it doesn't have full contact, but it's still really strong back there as well. It does also have a mounting bracket. So if you wanted to permanently mount it on there, you absolutely could. But let's test the range of this camera. Okay, we're gonna measure the distance, but right now it's a 35-foot fifth wheel, and now we're gonna start driving away from the RV. And yes, I set up a little toilet paper windsock to make sure that it doesn't freeze on the screen. We're getting a live view, so still looking good. See that toilet paper blowing around? Okay, right here, we're actually still getting signal, but it's starting to glitch just a little bit, kind of lag behind. So let's measure this distance. We're at 148 feet, which is pretty good considering that has to go through the RV, through the truck. Lots of obstacles. You can get maximum if you had no obstacles in between it, but 148 feet is what I got. Now, as far as the solar panel and the internal battery that it has, I did charge it up by USB yesterday, so it gave it a full charge. We used it yesterday. It sat overnight, obviously not getting any solar overnight, and it's still working today. So the solar panel and the internal battery are working just fine. And in using it in low light, the image looked good as well. Now, I'm going to have links down in the description to everything that we're talking about in this video. And like I said, this is a brand new item that's just hit the market. So they do have a launch sale that's going on right now. And the code that usually works for the cameras and the monitor, code Jared, I just checked, does work for 20% off of this. So wanted to make sure that I passed that along because every bit does help. Now, the next item that we have could help the water system in the RV. And it's actually really simple and small. But before we dive into that, I wanted to tell you about today's sponsor, which is RV Mattress, because talking about trying something, they have a 120 night trial. That's a really long time. When you get to try something for 120 nights, it lets you know that they really want you to dial it in to exactly what you're looking for. Because you don't have to be stuck with the mattress that came with your RV. It may not be comfortable, it may not suit your needs. Usually they're the cheapest mattress that RV manufacturers can put in there. So it might be time to upgrade to a mattress that actually fits what you want, to a better, more comfortable mattress. Because they have 4 lines of mattresses, so you could dial it into the exact price, the size, and the space, and the firmness, the softness, whatever you would like that fits into your style for what you want in a mattress for a comfortable night's sleep. And they really do make it as easy as possible. You know this. They can have it delivered right to your site. It comes compressed, so it's really easy to carry into the RV. And everybody's favorite part, where you take the plastic off and you see it take shape. And not only does it have that 120 night trial, it also has a limited lifetime warranty, free shipping, and if you use our code AllAboutRVs, you can save 30%. So if you've been thinking about upgrading your mattress, click the link down in the description, look through the options, dial it in to exactly what you would like, and get a better night's sleep. So thank you to RV Mattress for sponsoring this video. Let's move on to our next one. So now the more I think about this, it almost seems kind of silly, but you never know until you try. And what we're going to be trying are these high flow splitters for the freshwater system. If you ever looked at a typical shutoff for a garden hose, it's a really small valve on the inside there. It really restricts the water flow. And as we were traveling, we noticed that from place to place, the water flow would be different to the RV. And I'm not just talking pressure, because you have pressure and you have flow. And when you're restricting it, it can really make a difference. So we got rid of having this in a splitter, and we had better water experience in the RV. But I like being able to have the splitter so I can use a hose outside the RV if I need to. That's where I want to try this high flow splitter, because you look inside there, you can see those ball valves have a much larger diameter. It's going to allow a lot more water to be able to flow through those. So let's give this a try. So now filling up a 5-gallon bucket with no splitter on there comes to 34 seconds. Filling up that 5-gallon bucket again with a more restrictive splitter came in at 40 seconds. And then the high flow splitter came in at 34 seconds again. So there is a little bit of difference in time. I don't know that it would be a huge difference for a lot of people out there. My wife's able to tell every time that I've done some blind tests with her, and she can tell when we don't use a high flow type of a system. So not a big deal, but now you know. Now, the next thing that I want to try out is a step cover from the marine industry that I've seen other RVs use. It looks like a pretty great idea. So now there's a few options for a material like this. This is a decking sheet for a boat. You put this down on the floor, it gives you a non-slippery surface. It's supposed to channel the water away. It doesn't absorb water, and on the back, it's sticky, so you just stick it right down to the deck. All those things sound like they're going to be excellent for the steps on the RV, so that's why I definitely wanted to try it. It comes in different sizes. I did unroll it and weight it down to kind of get that roll out of it, but measuring it, cutting it to the steps really isn't that difficult. You just want to be pretty accurate. And with sticking this down, they tell you not to peel it up and stick it back down, so once you get in a position, you want to lock it in there. If you don't have a roller, you just want to make sure that you press down on every inch of this mat. Now, after getting all 4 installed on here, the first thing I wanted to test was how is it when it gets wet? And it definitely passed that test. So the real test is going to be how well does it wear and how well does it last over time. So only time is going to tell that. But this, I like having these on the steps. They're definitely less slick. On to the next one. Okay, this one's an outdoor griddle upgrade, and it's a wind guard. Because I don't know if you're like me and you're outside cooking and sometimes you lose the heat because the wind is taking all the heat away. Well, this wind guard is supposed to help with that, so I wanted to check it out. So it looks like it's a really easy fit. It just unfolds and just slides right into place. Does have like a warming grate that you can put on top. I don't know if I would use that all that much. But the main thing is I want to see what the temperature difference is without using this and with using it. So without using it, we're getting around 460, 470, up to 480. And we'll slide this into place while it's still hot. Give it a few moments to see what temperature it'll settle around. And it looks like it jumped up to around 570 to 580. Now, my initial thought, and primarily I got this to be able to block the wind, to be able to use the black stone a little bit better, but I can also see that this is really going to help contain the cooking mess that could splatter out as well. So kind of a win-win there. Now, it's definitely not windy today, so I have obviously more to try out, but being able to just pull it off, put it in the back, and then put the black stone away, I think this is actually going to work out pretty good. It made a much bigger difference than I really anticipated, even for just the temperature on a moderately breezy day. Overall, kind of interesting gear to be able to try on the RV, and some things that I think are going to be a good addition for RVing. So I think that's going to do it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope that it helped you out in some way, seeing some of this stuff to be able to try on the RV. So as always, if we don't see you on the road, hopefully we will see you next video. Take care.